Welcome back, everybody, to Zisteau Plays Minecraft, episode number 4. Welcome back, welcome back. So I'm standing here on top of this little observation tower. This is as high as we can go. We're in Alpha 1.1. The build limit is still 128. It's still 128. This is what we did last time, digging out the beginnings of the base of a tower with aqueducts that are eventually going to lead in all 4 directions. And eventually, we will update to the next patch where the terrain gen changes, and we get biomes, and we're gonna cut off the terrain in each 4 directions and have like a big wall around our alpha terrain. That's kind of like a small recap. So it's been a few days since the last episode. Reason for that is that I was out of town. I announced this kind of stuff on Twitter, so if you don't follow me on Twitter and you want to know about stuff like that, like why an episode hasn't come out, that kind of thing, or what I'm doing, follow me on Twitter. I tend to do the most kind of updatey type stuff there. So I was at PAX Prime in Seattle for 6 days. And so it's really hard to record these episodes when I'm out of town. In fact, it's impossible. So that's why there's been a gap in episodes. But we have a lot to do. Last time we were working on this thing. This took me forever to dig out. This circly thing here, the base of the tower, it's not even the base of the tower, it's like the basement. I haven't even started on the tower yet. It's the basement of the tower, and it took me hours and hours to dig out because we are stuck using stone tools. Something about the terrain gen in Alpha 1.1, there is not very much iron. And there's no enchanting, so no efficiency, no haste beacons, obviously. But more importantly, no efficiency and no fortunes, so we don't have much diamond when we do find them. We're limited to just 1 per little piece of ore. So things are going slow, and that has caused me to come to a decision. Usually I brute force my way through things, and I just sit there and mindlessly go about it, and part of that is a strength, part of that is a weakness. It's a strength because I end up making these huge projects because I just keep working on them till they're done. And it's a weakness because sometimes I don't adapt quickly enough and find more efficient solutions. So I'm going to try adapting here a little bit. We're going to make a mob farm. Oh, I actually need this mushroom. We'll talk about that in a second. I do actually need that mushroom. And I need a... Oh, music. I do need a red flower as well. And I'm not sure if I need that mushroom. Let me just snag it just in case. Okay. So we're going to make a mob farm. It's going to be the typical passive mob farm. Obviously no pistons. There's no pistons. And we'll look at the design in a bit. And what I basically did is I was trying to figure out the location for it. And I want all these kind of things I'm building to line up and to look nice in the future. So I'm trying to give myself both space, and I'm trying to make sure that they sort of align. So I've drawn a diagonal line out from the center of my circle of my tower, and this is sort of option number 1 out here. And then over there was option number 2. So the idea is the mobs are gonna spawn in there, they're gonna fall down the center, then they're gonna get pushed through a tunnel kind of this way for this option, push this way by some water, and then I'm gonna bring them up a water elevator and kill them with a lava blade, and then have the drops pop out basically in that little shelf I've been working on. We may reroute it later if I need to, but for now we'll do it there. For one thing, we need to go under this aqueduct, so it needs to go this way, and we could kill them with fall damage, I guess, but the thing is, I would have to go down there to babysit it because there's no hopper, so we can't just sort of let it go on its own. I'm going to have to be picking up the drops periodically. Oh, you know what? I found a bug. I was checking out this stuff. There was a bug. Let's see if it's happening. Oh, it's not happening. I wonder how I got that to happen. I was playing the other day, and whenever there would be an entity on the ground, like that piece of cobblestone, instead of just having the one shadow, it would have 9 or 16, like a grid of 3x3 or 4x4. It was really trippy, and when you had a bunch like this, they would all overlap. It looked really crazy. If I can get that to... I don't know how that happened, but if I can get that to repeat, I will try to record it, because it was cool. So what was I saying? Oh yes, we can't babysit it. There's no hoppers. We're going to have to be periodically picking it up. So I think it makes sense for it to come out roundabout where I'm going to be spending some time. So while I'm working on this shelf area down here, we'll have it come out there. When I start moving in, because this will be kind of like my main house for the time being, eventually. When I move in here, we'll reroute it to come here. But what I did, so I laid out that one, and then I tracked it. So if we're going to put it here, then the center block is going to be right here. And I just basically followed it. And let's go back down to the shelf. That's not a very sexy name, is it? The shelf. I think I need a cooler name. But this is going to be like the block museum, the sort of the patch update area. And I needed these blocks because I didn't have everything. And I'm wondering, at a certain patch, they changed the light levels that mushrooms will stay. So they'll pop off in a certain brightness level. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these types of things. Eventually, those guys will not be able to sit right next to a torch, without popping off. So I've got most of the blocks. I'm still missing, people told me last episode that I'm missing clay and bricks and reeds. Clay, brick, reeds. And there may be something else. Wheat. Oh, I will also grow some wheat. Anything you can put on the ground and reproduce. So no diamond ore because there's no silk touch. I can't get it up here with a silk touch or piston. So no diamond ore, for instance, or redstone. But anything we can put here. So we're going to need wheat, reeds, clay, and brick. Those are the ones I can think of that aren't represented here yet. Anyway, okay, so that mob spawner was going to line up right here. It's going to come out right here if we put it there. And I thought that was fairly close to this guy. And then the other one is going to line up right here. The other two, so like the tower is here, and I laid out one here and was going to pull it this way to the shelf, and then I laid out one here, and it's going to come this way to the shelf. I didn't do this or this because just the mountain isn't the right shape. It's not big enough. Anyway, the other one comes out right here. And I was thinking, yeah, that's a little better. There's nothing there yet. And it almost exactly lines up with the center of this pillar. So I was thinking, if we just move it like 2 blocks further out on that diagonal, so it's still diagonally aligned with our tower, the center of our tower, and it will also line up with this place, with this pillar thing, which I'm sort of bending this path. You can see I've got torches laid out here. So these are coming out diagonally. So the wall is the same distance from the pillar, and it sort of curves around here. And I'm going to make more of these as we sort of expand back in this direction for the museum blocks. And I thought that was good. Okay, so it lines up with that. I just need to move it out. And if basically what we need to do next, we need to dig like straight past this way. We don't have any coordinates. So basically what we have to do is we've got to intersect things. I know if I push it out 2 more blocks, it will line up here. So all I have to do is dig a path all the way through here, all the way through the mountain, then go up to the top, and then dig straight down. And we should end up... What? Somebody already did it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, I did it ahead of time. Surprise. Yeah, so we just dig straight through the mountain. Because I'm using stone tools. Actually, you know what? I've got a diamond pickaxe. Why don't I use it anyway? I should probably start using it. I would like to preserve it, though. And not let it break, so... because I do have the first of all my tools, I still have to go back to spawn to get my stone tools. Where is it? Yeah, let's use it. I'm at a shovel too. Let's use the shovel. Shovels, actually, in alpha, I think, are the best used for your diamonds because it only takes 1 diamond. Yeah, lasts a long time and only takes 1 diamond. I think that's the best use for your diamonds is a shovel, actually. But while I have them, let's use them. I'm going to have to dig out a lot of ground. Oh, if I didn't mention, the reason I want the mob farm is for gunpowder so that I can use TNT to dig. Because the stone... I guess I forgot to say that, didn't I? The stone shovels are so slow. Stone pickaxes are so slow that hopefully if I can start getting some TNT, I can speed things up. Okay, so I've got some stone slabs. If you weren't aware, back in Alpha, you didn't need smooth stone because there's no stone bricks in this patch. And there's also no cobblestone slabs. So to get stone slabs, you just use cobblestone. So it's very easy. Very nice. This is the well-known design for a mob farm. So most mobs need a 1x1x2 space to spawn. So 1 wide, 1 long, and 2 high. So like a creeper could spawn right there if it's dark enough. Spiders, on the other hand, they need 2x2x2 because they're kind of bigger. They're wider. They need 2x2x2. So this is the famous design. I'm pretty sure Etho made it. He came up with it. This is a mob farm that spawns zombies, creepers, and skeletons, but not spiders, because spiders tend to get stuck because they can climb walls. Actually, I don't think they can climb walls in this version of the game, but I don't really want their string. I don't have any use for that, really. So you do it like this, and you keep it dark. Then you've got water here, and you dig out this channel here 1 block deeper. This is the central drop shaft. The water block is there, and there, and there. And so that pushes water. Anything that falls into this channel gets pushed to the center and then down. And then we'll route them under the aqueduct thing. Oh no, I guess we don't need to. Yeah, we do need to. We'll route them under the aqueduct up to the little shelf and then to a lava blade. Okay. So in addition to this, I also want... let's go take a look out here, by the way, just for fun. It's nighttime. It's going to be super dark on YouTube. Okay, no monsters. The spawn rates are a little different in this version of the game. There aren't monsters in places you would expect there to be monsters. Like, they don't spawn as... Like, the distribution isn't as well distributed. That's not a good sentence. Anyway, I need an access tunnel to come check on this in case it gets stopped up or like in patches to make sure it's still working when we update. So we're eventually going to have them come out that way. I don't want it to be there. Oh, that's so much faster. Oh, that's so much nicer. I think I'm going to have my little access hatch be here. And I'll probably make the floors out of slabs. Because nothing can spawn on slabs. I'm not sure if at this point in the game if mobs can spawn on glass. I don't have a lot of sand anyway. But I'm not sure if mobs can spawn on glass. I'm going to have to test that. I think it may have changed at some point. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to make a little thing here. And what I'll do probably is keep this dark because there's slabs here. You won't need torches. I'll keep it bright for the moment, though, just for, YouTube purposes. And then I'll have a ladder going down so I can access each floor. And then this will route around to my shelf little area there. I'll have like a little hidden access tunnel thing so we can get back here. But I would also like to make this wall glass so I can look through without having to disturb anything. And I also need the clay. And I need the clay to make bricks. So I am short some... Oh, let me get this back. I'm short some resources. That means we need to go on a little trip. So I dug out maybe half of the different levels for that mob farm. And to be honest, I kind of need a break. You can see my diamond shovel is mostly dug through. And I'm no longer using the diamond pick because it did not last very long. I've gone through a stupid amount of stone pickaxes since then, and the diamond pick is still going, which supports my claim that it's the best bang for your buck in Alpha Minecraft for your diamonds. Anyway, okay, I need to come out here. I want to get a bunch of sand to smelt up for glass for a variety of reasons, and I would also like to keep my eye out for some clay And some reeds. I don't see any. You can see these things right here. This is my original exploration road I was building, so I can find my way back without too much trouble. Just follow it. And we still don't have the coordinates. And while I'm doing a little digging, I thought we'd have like a very brief conversation. Oh, there's some reeds. Let's go get those. We'd have a very brief conversation about like internet business models, YouTubing, and I'd like to get some feedback, really. So not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I was accepted into YouTube's brand new fan funding project. It's kind of like the beta. They're trying it out. They've picked a few channels. It was an opt-in thing where you applied, and a few months later I found out I was one of the first channels to be accepted, which is kind of cool. And what it is, well, for one thing, it's only, is that clay? Yeah. It's only the one, huh? Yeah, in this early patch, clay is super rare. I don't think it's that rare, though. But that's at least some clay for the little, the patch progression path museum thing. What was I saying? Okay, fan funding program. Opted in. I got in a few weeks ago. It's the beta. They're trying it out. They're trying to figure out how to make it work right. It's only currently available in the US, Mexico, Japan, and Australia. Why those 4 countries, I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of how they set up international things like that. But those are the 4 countries it's available in. If you're not in one of those countries, I would say don't even worry about it. I'm sure they're going to expand it eventually. I mean, it's Google. They're going to be worldwide sooner or later. But if you are in one of those countries, you might notice a few new things on my channel. One, there is, on my channel page, on the right-hand side, there's a little widget. I don't see any more clay. There's a little widget for fan funding where there's an optional donate thing. People have asked me for a long time, why don't you have donate, like a donate button, like a PayPal link? People have always expressed a concern to kind of help out, because this is kind of what I do for a living. And I've always been a little bit hesitant to do that. I prefer to, like, I don't know, something about the ad revenue felt right to me because it's like a service. I'm providing you a video, you watch an ad. And more recently, I've been streaming on Twitch, and I have subscriptions. And that feels like a service that I'm offering and that you're paying for. So you get emotes when you subscribe. I had some emotes custom made. I paid an artist to make them, and I think they're really nice. I've had other people, other Twitch streamers tell me how much they like my emotes, which is kind of cool. But you get the emotes. You're not affected by slow mode. You can post links. You get a shout out. There's a very clear transaction going on there, where like I'm offering you something. And it's not just kind of like a donation, like I have my hand out, like looking for charity. But people have been asking me for a long time about donating, and I thought we could have like a little talk about the internet and the developing, ever-changing business model of making your living on the internet. So it sort of occurred to me at some point that I was just sort of given this business model of making YouTube videos and having people watch ads and making your money that way. I was never really asked if that's the business model I wanted to live by. That's just the one that there is. We never really had an option, but the world is changing. And so I may change my opinion on it based on the feedback you guys give me. Oh, it's getting dark. I think we'll keep going. I wish I could find a little bit more clay just so I can make some bricks for that museum. Hopefully in the shoreline here we can. So, the fan funding thing is there. And if you'd like to give money, feel free. It's not going to change anything whether you do or you don't. I'm going to keep doing exactly what I'm doing, whether you do or don't. So you'll find that on the channel page, and also annotations. If you're in one of those 4 countries, you'll probably see an annotation in the top left corner of the screen on some of my videos. And I think it's fairly minimal. What I don't want it to do is be in your face and shouting at you all the time. And if it bugs you, feel free to turn annotations off so you don't have to look at it. That's what I would personally do if I don't want to look at it. And if I don't feel like donating, I would just turn it off. So if you don't want to look at it, just do that. So I want to get feedback on that, on the fan funding, and also on the possibility of a Patreon account. I'm kind of at the point where I'm thinking of, well, I'm just thinking of giving you guys the choice, giving you the reins a little bit more. I'm very controlling with everything I do with my channel, with the kind of content I put on it. I turned down a lot of opportunities for collaborations because I just don't feel like they're right for my channel. Like I've turned down the building game, for instance, because I don't feel like it suits my channel. And is that sand? Yeah. Maybe that's just me being a little bit too anal about things. That's entirely entirely possible. But sometimes you just have to kind of step back and think, wait, why am I actually making these decisions? Now, I like the Patreon model because it's more stable. It goes month by month and has a consistent revenue, whereas like the fan funding thing is probably going to be more unstable. It's one of the reasons I started streaming to Twitch. Besides the fact that I wanted to challenge myself to do something I wasn't comfortable doing, which was streaming, I wanted to diversify myself and not be completely beholden to YouTube. Should YouTube up and disappear, or should they radically change their practices, or should the ad revenue continue to decline as it has been? I wanted more options. I wanted, like a stockbroker would diversify their portfolio, I wanted to diversify like my internet portfolio, I guess you might say. So I like the subscription model because it's not only is it offering a service, but it's consistent. It's consistent month to month. So it gives a little bit of stability. It's amazing doing YouTube videos for a living. Did I just break? Damn it, just broke my shovel. Okay, we're going to have to make a first shovel and then save that. Damn. Whoops. Forget you saw that. The shovel I eventually put in the tool museum for all my first tools. That'll be the first shovel. And people, like, long from now won't know the difference. It'll be our secret, you and me. Okay. Let's just make a couple shovels. And I'll try to find some clay later so that we can finish that off. Oh, there's some right here. I take it back. Yeah, we're done for clay. I mean, we're not done, but as far as my requirements for that little monument thing, we're done. Let's see. Let me drop some of this. I want to bring that back because we need that. I don't know if I'm growing cactus either. I need the cactus as well. All right, anything you can place down needs to be there. The thing I like about Patreon is that it is consistent. But there's this kind of thing with Patreon. It's like a Kickstarter. You have to set up tiers, or maybe you don't have to, but everybody that I've seen who does a Patreon sets up tiers, and when the Patreon reaches a certain threshold, it unlocks something new that the person does. And I don't even know what I would put as those thresholds, because I kind of put everything I can into this. For instance, I might put, well, if my Patreon account reaches a certain threshold, I'll start streaming 3 times a week. Well, guess what? I already started doing that. And some of these things I might start putting there would take away from other things, and it would slow down my main projects. So I'm not sure exactly what I could put there that would be a cool perk that wouldn't drastically, like, reduce my output of normal content. This is maybe almost enough to do what I need to do, at least for the short term. Let's make a few more. So I want some feedback on the fan funding thing. Are the annotations small enough and not annoying? And how do you feel about that kind of thing? What do you think about Patreon? How should that kind of thing be approached? Because the internet landscape is changing, for sure. And I need to at least consider adapting as it adapts. But anyway, leave your feedback in the comments below, or on Twitter, or on the Reddit video posting thread for this video. Ooh. Okay, well, I'm down half a heart. Let me just eat one of these. And then we'll take... This will be the last stack I take. Alright, so that's it. I think I've talked about that enough for one video. And that kind of stuff is not going to be something I'll promote. I'm not going to talk about fan funding. It's just going to be there. It's just going to be there if you want to use it. And that's it. So, anyway, let's get back to the mob farm thing. Alright, back at the base, and I've laid out the new blocks we picked up. Got the clay there, the brick there, and over there we got cactus and reeds. The only one I can think of that we're missing is wheat, which I guess we'll put there. Tell you what, let's do that right now. Let's make the first little hoe. Yeah, okay. I was thinking about making some kind of joke there, but we'll abstain from making jokes. There, kerplow. First hoe. And then put you back there. This is the first diamond shovel, by the way. Have yet to use it. The first diamond shovel. Another first. Oh. That's right. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so way back when, if you never played Minecraft Alpha, the way you got seeds was not from tall grass, because there is no tall grass. You gotta like that. You've got to hoe random blocks to get seeds, and then I'm just gonna turn this back to Doit. Is that Doit? There. All right. Well, that's one way to do it. So we now have the wheat planted. Good. I've got glass, sand. I think I have everything, but remind me, or you know, if I'm missing something, let me know. It should be anything that you can put on the ground that you can pick up or make. So we got the rail cart, a rail line there. I'm not going to put a boat or a mine cart, things that will like move around. Or we want block type things. Things that don't move. Got a sign there, fence. This is just to hold the ladder. We're going to put stuff like ladders that require the wall. We're going to put that up against this wall. Doors? I don't know. I can't think of anything else, but then I forgot all about the clay the time before last, so let me know if you remember something. Both mushrooms, both flowers. All right, anyway, let's go take a look at the progress I've made digging this out. This takes a long time to dig out. I've spent hours and hours. I may have to kind of rethink how I'm approaching these episodes until we get enchanting and I can do these big things all in one go. One thing I want to do, I want to start replacing this with glass. So this is all dug out of this level. There's only one torch in there. And I want to have this access like this. And then I'm going to convert this to slabs. And for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep the torches up. But when we're ready to get this thing rolling, I'm going to take the torches out, and then these little access pathways will be safe to walk down because nothing spawns on slabs. Let's go ahead, at least for this floor. Maybe not for all of them. Well, you'll see in a second. But for this floor, I want to be able to have a clear view if things are working. There's nothing in there now, and I don't even know if this is going to work, to be honest, because mob spawns in Alpha are very scattered. They're not as well distributed. And I haven't made an effort to light up all the landscape, you know, to make this super efficient. That's not really the concern. I just want something extra, you know? So if it works somewhat, that'll be good enough. So that'll be my access. And then each floor is going to have like a window that I can look in through. Like that. So that I can look in the corners, see if mobs are getting stuck or something like that. I've got a crafting bench. Let's go ahead and make... Actually, I'm not gonna be building this right now, so I don't need to be making slabs and stuff. But I got a water source and a crafting bench on each level. And then each level from this point down is the same. So here's the second one. And we've got the water source there. Access there is the cobblestone. Now let me see. This is what I wanted to decide. I guess I go ahead and make all of this glass. That will remain stone. This little thing is 3 by 3. And that allows me to basically see everything in there. Okay, so that's basically what it's going to look on a floor-by-floor base. I could even do this. Let's just do this. That'll look a little bit cleaner, won't it? Yeah, I would even like to turn that to glass, but without silk touch, it's a little bit of a waste. And to be honest, once we set this thing up, I'm almost never going to come back here. So, I mean, all of this is perfectly... ooh, I lied. It's not all smooth stone. This first floor has some irregularities. Maybe because it's the first one I made, I hadn't quite got the... quite got it in the rhythm of what I was doing from floor to floor. We gotta make this look nice, even though nobody's ever gonna come down here. I say nobody, like we're on a multiplayer server. I'm so used to being on a multiplayer server. I still think in those terms. I'm almost never gonna come down here. Once it's up and running, and we can track it, we can look, see how far down it goes. There's no water at the bottom, so if I fell down there, I'd die. Lovely. Let's watch this one. Lovely. And if any monsters get snagged on any of these corners, of course, they're just going to get pushed by the water. And I still need to close this. Need to close that. I suppose I could even put one level higher, but we've got a bunch of levels here. I don't think it's terribly necessary. Let's go, let's see, is this all this cleaned up? I'm pretty sure every floor beneath here, the ones that I've done, completed... Let me just do that. That's just going to look bad. I'm going to do it that way. I'm pretty sure all the floors below that I finished are... they look fine. They look good. So, let me come here. Let's do this. What I'll do, I'll come back later and fall down that hole and then pillar up to close it. We were getting sunlight down into the shaft, which was kind of nice during the daytime, having that light source, but it's not really necessary. Particularly not when I'm building off camera. Okay, so let's close this up. I'll double check all this stuff off camera, but that looks good. Alright, so this is floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3. Yeah, not finished. Missing a slab. I do need to go back and check all these, I guess. But, you know, not on camera. Whoops. Okay. See you later, piece of glass. I didn't like you anyway. Floor number 3. Floor number 4. I'll come back and finish these off camera. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, there's a cave, 15, 16, 17, and I think we're spent. Okay, so I've been making this little pattern here, coming in here and digging just the very beginnings. So these are where the slabs go. Why are all these torches? I did not... Oh, yeah, okay. The torches are there for a reason. I remember now. They were a marker to indicate things. So down here, I was digging out number 18 and hit the bedrock. So the bedrock mines are at this level, and I want to give them some room so that when I'm digging that, I won't run into my mob system. So we're going to call that... This is the lowest level of the mob farm. And then the mobs are going to fall down here. There's all those cobblestones we watched fall through the water, get pushed around. They're going to fall right about here-ish. And they're going to get pushed this way by a water current. And then they're going to go up a water elevator. And then they're going to get killed by a lava blade close to the museum shelf thing that we've been working on. But I thought it might be fun to go look at a cave. Only did a little bit of caving. Haven't found too many caves. And I really need to start rethinking how I approach these episodes because they're taking extraordinary amounts of time to finish. Like stupid amounts of time. I'm not even halfway done digging these out, and I've already spent like 10 hours on it. And it's just, I mean, I like to spend a lot of time. I like to show you guys a lot of progress per episode. But sometimes, you know, you have to like... You have to have a little bit of, I don't know, time management or something. So let's do a little exploration. We got some iron here. Iron is super rare. Iron is my most precious commodity. I would like to do some fun things with minecarts and with minecart boosters. Remember, there are no powered rails at this point in the game, so you've got to use some interesting mechanics to get minecarts to go forever. And we'll talk about that in a future episode once I have enough iron to have it. Oh, I don't have an iron pick on me. Okay, we're gonna have to... Oh! Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? It's our first dungeon! Where's my lava buckets? I don't have it. It's not with me. Okay. The AI leaves something to be desired at this point in the game. I'll come back later and pick up the goodies. I just wanted to explore it together, you and I, on camera. I'm going back to that, by the way. Don't worry about it. We're going to go back to it. I just wanted to light up the nearby area. Come on. Go that way. There we go. Do we have more stuff here? I've seen a light source. Another thing I have not found a lot of is lava. Lava's pretty rare. I'm not sure if lava pools are even in the terrain gen at this point in the game. That's kind of significant. Let's see, let's do this. I want you in my inventory. Get in my belly. So lava source blocks, I would like to use those for my base for lighting. And we'll get into that as well in a future episode once we start doing more detailing. But lava source blocks are quite scarce in this version of the game. Once we get to the nether, obviously, it won't be a problem. But we're not there yet, and so it is a problem now. Okay, more tunnels. Let's go check out the dungeon. So, in this point of the game, that's our first spawner. There's no experience. I was just thinking, maybe we could miss that. This is so funny. I was just thinking, let's set up an experience grinder. There's no experience in the game. We're a long way away from that. Experience was added in release 1.0. Oh god. Yeah, and this is, that's a lot of damages. God. Quit jumping, you monkey. Oh, okay. I can't put torches on the spawner. Notice something else. There's no little zombies spinning around in a circle. Okay, this is interesting. I don't remember this experience at all. You know, I don't remember the specifics of that you couldn't put a torch on it and that there was no spinny thing. There we go. First dungeon chest. We got a bucket. We have 3 iron. That's very nice. We've got 4 gunpowder, our first piece of wheat, because we just hoed our first dirt and placed a seed there, which is yet to grow. And then we have an extremely rare commodity, moss stone, which belongs, guess what, in the museum. So tell you what, let's harvest this up. This is nice. I'm glad I decided to explore that cave. I could have not. Let me replace this torch before we break this torch. It's a better spacing anyway. If you want to be like real finicky about it, oh, look at you hiding back there. This belongs in our little museum place. We got some iron there, but we'll come back for that. I want to take this back right now and place it in the museum. And then we'll continue working on the other things, like... Is it not centered? No, it is centered. Are these a different size? It's not square. You know, I've never noticed if the dungeons are square or not, but aren't they square? Are they not? I don't know. I could have sworn they were, but maybe they're not. Learning all kinds of new things. This is definitely one block that we were missing. Okay, nothing back there. Okay, I already checked, yes. And then the last corner. All right, good. So, I'll come back, get the iron. Should I grab the chest? I guess so. Why not? And yeah, I don't think there's any use unless, I don't know, I don't need zombie flesh, right? Is zombie flesh in the game? I think it is, but I'm not sure. But in the future, if we need a spawner, for whatever reason we got one. All right, let's head back. I think that's a satisfying conclusion to the video. I'm just not gonna get, okay, torches, let's see. Where's my exit here? Torches on the left lead you back to where you started. There we go. Torches on... Spoiler. Torches on the right lead you outwards. Okay, so this is my tunnel. Let me just mark it up. Whoa, out of torches. No coal. Hey, look what we got here. A little bit of coal. Excellent. All right, a little bit of coal. A few more torches. I still haven't made any armor. Eventually we'll get around to that. There. Okay, so this is the way out. Torches on the right as you're exploring a cave. Torches on the left to find your way back. It's mostly useful unless you get into like a honeycomb. Oh, God. Unless you get into a honeycomb formation of caves where everything is leading back on itself. Oh, you're stuck in the little rock. I'm not sure if spiders climb walls in this patch. I don't think they do. There's more gold. Don't have an iron pick. I'm going to have to come back for that kind of thing. Okay. Let's go. Take that, spoiler. Although he was kind of stuck there. Didn't even need to use the pick. Or the pick. The bow. So yeah, these levels, I have a lot to dig out. I think I've dug out 5, and there's 17 of them. And I've spent 10 hours on it already. So... yeah, just use that, do some simple math. It's going to take a long time to get this thing finished. Looks like this is the last one that's fully dug out, except for the glass and whatnot. But 1, let's just count 2, the amount that I've finished. 3, 4, 5. I've done 5 out of 17. So that's going to take a while to finish. Yeah, so we'll continue to work on other things as I work on that, so that the videos aren't too delayed. And we've got some wheat. Good. Goody gumdrops. Now I'm going to reorganize all these, and we've got to pick out, sort of design the detailing. I'm either going to make the floor out of glass or stone slabs, I think. And then I may put some like lava in the walls or in the column or something to sort of highlight that we've changed the mountain a little bit. So let me just put that there. All right, sweet. Anyway, I guess that's it for this video. Leave all the feedback you can think of in the comments or on Twitter or in the video post. Not just about everything we talked about today. Everything I'm working on. Everything to do with Alpha 1.1 and the upcoming patches. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.